everyone, my name is Rupa Hewlett, and in today's video I wanted to talk to you about deadlifts, and I'm going to bring you information and show you what I've learned as a bodybuilder. So my perspective that I'm bringing to you today is as a bodybuilder and what I've learned from the personal trainers and the coaches that I've personally worked with, and what research I have done and the observations by working with my own clients over the years. So two different things that I want to talk about. First of all, deadlifts are a great overall exercise. They translate really well to functional living. They work the entire body, and they actually are very popular. And because they're very popular, people do get injured if they're not doing them with proper form. But in today's video, what I really wanted to focus on is what conventional deadlifts and Romanian deadlifts have in common, and then what makes them different. So let's get started. Both the conventional deadlift and the RDL, or the Romanian deadlift, do work the glutes and the hamstrings, quads as primary muscle groups, but they also work the traps, the back, core, forearms, and calves. So you see me do the conventional deadlift here, but what makes the RDL different, as you can see, I'm going to switch over in just a second here, is because you're lowering down to a certain depth and raising back up, it works the hamstrings a lot more. I wanted to show you the exercises that I do to prime the body, and I use them both for the conventional or the RDL. And I'm going to start with coming down onto the floor and warming up the spine by doing some cat-cows. Basically, you're just arching the back. Rounding the spine this way, and then rounding the spine this way. So that is the very first thing that I do to warm up. Secondly, I do something called bird dog to warm up the core. So opposite arm out, opposite leg. So in my case, I have my right arm out and my left leg, extending it out, and then reaching it in towards the center to warm up the core and the hips. That's number two. Number three is a variation of bird dog, but in this case, I'm going to activate the legs and the glutes. Basically, really kind of concentrating on the mind-muscle connection. So I just take the arm up and I squeeze the glutes up at the top, and then I lift everything back down. So with each of those things, I do them 10 to 10 reps. And the next thing that I do is to warm up the adductors. I get a band. I'm using the X-Band one. And I do a side lunge to warm up the adductors. So those are the four things that I do to warm up for the either conventional deadlift or the RDL. And I can't take full credit. I did learn that some of those things from Squat University. He's got great information out there, and yeah, I would give him a follow. These are both hip hinge movements. And the setup is quite the same. You want to really get set up, take the time to get up set up properly. As you can see, my spine is neutral, maybe a slight arch. The bar is directly under the shoulder blades and is kept close to the body. In a conventional deadlift, you start at the bottom and you lift the bar up into full hip extension. And then some people drop the weights or lower them controlled. And in a Romanian deadlift, the start of the movement is up at the top. You lower down by hinging at the hips, bending the knees, feeling the stretch in the hamstrings. You could even pause down at the bottom, and then you return or end the movement back up at the top. So those are the movement patterns that are slightly different. Again, conventional starts at the bottom, ends at the top. Romanian starts at the top and ends at the top. Although the first rep in a Romanian is a actual deadlift off the ground.